So I'm assuming you have CSV files ready now. I'm logged into ClickUp, and if you already have a ClickUp account and this doesn't look like your setup, you might want to check the space settings because they just came out with some new displays. You might be using the original display, and I'm showing you the modern display, and that might be the difference. If you haven't used it before, then welcome to ClickUp. Here's a view that you can have. So from within ClickUp, you're going to go down to the bottom left. This is basically where you'll find the administration information. You click on that. We're going to select Import Export. And on the bottom right, I'm going to click, just get this out of the way, I'm going to click Start Import. Now, you have a number of selections here. If you were coming from some other project management software, you might be using some different formats. We're just uploading a CSV file. So I'm going to click on CSV file, and then on the bottom right, import from CSV file. Now, in the top left, you want to click on the button Upload Data from File because we have a prepared CSV file we're going to import. After you click on that button, it wants to know which file. I'm going to choose the Excel version, or rather, the CSV file that was generated from the original Microsoft Excel version. And I'm going to let it think about it. Now it's interesting, it actually jumped over one page. Let's see if I can show you what that page said. There we are. So the question it asks you here is whether or not the row contains column names. So when we did the export into CSV file, when we generated that file, we included headings. So your file, if you did it exactly the way I demonstrated, will have headings, and those are column names. So you want to select yes. Now this is where we map the information. So on the left, these are the headings from your file. On the right, it's trying to map it to the equivalent ClickUp title. So date from our Excel file, our CSV file, we want to map that to due date. Yes, we do. So I'm going to click Confirm Mapping. Now in this case, you'll notice some of mine already say they've been confirmed. That's because I've done other imports and it remembered those selections. So I'm going to open this up so you can see it fully. On the left-hand side, description was the name of our celebration days within the CSV file. Task name is the selection we want in ClickUp. So if you were to look at the drop-down, these are all the different names. These are all the different names of ClickUp columns. Task name is the one we want. So I'm going to click Confirm Mapping. Now I'm also going to edit this one because the CSV file does have columns that we don't need. So for example, selections where we chose what was in our list. That's not relevant at all. So you select Ignore this column. And I'll expand the last one. In our CSV file, the category information indicated what type of celebration day it was. We want that to map to list. Now, if you're new to ClickUp, then I'll explain that after we've imported why I chose list here. I'm going to confirm mapping and click Review. So this is how the information is going to be imported. Our dates on the left, our celebration days, the names of those days, and category from our file will be used to generate lists in ClickUp. Now we click on the bottom, choose space and custom fields. Are you ready to submit? Yes. So from here we have to tell it what space should this be imported into. I have multiple spaces, so I need to select from the different options. You may only have one space. So I'm going to select my WOWIT demo space, and then I'm going to click on complete. Now you have to be patient. Generally, importing is often used when you're converting from one project management software tool to another, in which case you're importing a very large amount of information. We're only importing a little bit of information, so this should be relatively speedy. Aha, there it goes. If you miss that, there was a little change of colors at the top, and now you'll click on the back button, and this will take us back to spaces. So if you give it a moment, there we are. In the WOWIT demo space, I'm going to click all. This is a folder in the workspace. I'm going to expand everything in that folder, and these are lists. Each one of these little rows on the left is a list. That's why when we were doing the import, I selected the category field in the CSV file would be mapped to list in ClickUp so that we would have this all clearly designated. So right now the folder is highlighted, so you're seeing all the information here. If we click instead on one of these lists, then you'll see just the information in that list. So there are 2 days there. If we click on whimsical, and you'll see the count as well, right next to the name of the list, 14, 5, 4, 1, 2. Whimsical has 24. Let's look at what's contained there. A lot more days. Now, what I like to do is I don't want to really see them individually. I'm going to click on the folder, display all again. Try to display, there we are. What I want to use is a different type of view. So I'm going to go up here and click on calendar view. So now you'll see all the days appear on the calendar. The ones that are grayed out are in the past. You'll see these ones have not yet occurred. If we look at the next month, we'll see everything in February. So this is a really great way to look at your items. Now, the other thing that I do like to do is change this view slightly. On the right-hand side, look for the little teardrop. It says Color Tasks By. Click on that. Instead of status, I'll select List. And when you change the view, it asks you if you want to save. I'm going to say yes, I want to save. And then it will prompt me, do I want to save it for everyone? Or perhaps just for me? I'm going to say everyone. Now you'll notice it has different colors here now. These colors now reflect the color designation of the list. So for example, over here, if you look at the event list, there's a little circle there. Click on that circle, and you have the option to select colors. I'm going to select the dark gray. And notice how these have changed now. If I continue to do that, down the list one by one, we're going to see everything in the calendar color will change. Let me switch back to calendar. Now, the reason I like this is because I like to color code a lot of my lists. So if I'm looking at a calendar display of tasks, I find it much easier to see the color designations all at once instead of try to sift through every task and try to figure out what they are. Now I'm going to go back to the folder, the entire folder, and look at the calendar designation from that perspective. And there you see everything is gray now. So that way when I add other tasks later on, I'll choose different color designations, so I'll quickly be able to see what I'm looking at in the calendar. I'll know gray are my annual event days. And the other thing that I will do before I end this tutorial is I'm going to edit the name of that folder. So I'm going to call this calendar events. Makes a little more sense to me. So there you have it. That's a really easy way to upload all of the information that you generated in your celebration days worksheet into ClickUp. You don't have to enter it all manually. I hope you enjoyed that.